Alright, this is Strategic to Tactical. This will be our tactical setups for the week, starting 15 September. Uh, just caveat that with this is a Fed week, so that usually makes things a bit trickier, especially if you're looking to be into the swing trading business, as things are pretty volatile. You might get a day move in your direction, and then especially on a Fed day, it's just going to get real ugly. So just keep that in mind. So I don't have that many setups in my stock market brief. I basically said, hey, anything goes coming to this week. Market has been on a little bit of a bearish, ended last week in a little bit of a bearish composure. We continue to have that, at least now, and the futures on Sunday night down about 7 points at this point in the S&P. So looks like tomorrow may be a little bit of an ugly down open or whatever. With, if you're short, it's not ugly, obviously. So that will be something to see how things develop tomorrow. Things should open a bit lower, but again, we'll see. I'll start out with some potential shorts for that matter, being that if the market might get some legs on the downside. One stock, I mean, this is a stock actually, you can look at it either way, and I think the market has been sort of in a glass half full, glass half empty type of environment. So again, we can look at, this is Yelp, so we can take a look. There's a level here to sell it, below 80. And then if the market does recover, there's a level to buy at above 83 and a quarter, roughly. Break this little downtrend. So just something to, but it's got a nice little sideways pattern at this point. So again, something to keep a look at. I think, for the most part, relative strength-wise, Friday was actually stronger than the overall market, but that could change quick, especially if they break these short-term moving averages. It might get some, and especially if the market does have a little bit more of a sell-off, it could have one of those pretty good down day. I mean, first level of support, if we break that level, would be here, roughly 76 and change. So something to keep in mind, and the one thing you need to see when levels break like this is you need to be correct. It's almost like you have to be right. It's pretty quickly, because you have to be careful that especially of late, breakouts haven't worked that well. So it's something, they haven't worked well in some, and they have worked pretty good in others, but you have to be quick to take a loss if it's not working out for you, because otherwise it could get ugly. But it's worth a shot below 80, and if the market does firm up, and more so, I think, after the Fed gets out of the way, if this thing kind of holds up, continues to go sideways here, you might get the break of this downtrend above 83 and change. Another stock, more on the long side, is AEGR. It's got a level here, and the 33. Between 33 and a quarter, 33 and a half, nice little level here to potentially be a buyer of. Definitely been showing some relative strength. Had some pretty good volume on this up day, so we'll see if that can continue. It's been a bit of an ugly pattern here over a few months now. So it's just something that may be done going lower. So if it can't go lower, and it's kind of been sideways here for quite some time, all right, eventually it's got to go up. So that may be a decent trade here. Nice little setup. It's above these short-term moving averages. Something to definitely take a look at. In the sort of same space, MNK, although obviously much better longer-term chart here. This thing's been kind of a monster, but it's holding up like a champ too. A lot of relative strength here. So it might be worth a shot at new highs. Above 87 is definitely somewhere to be taking a shot. And one of these will work real well if the market opens lower and then everybody see it's a huge buying opportunity and the market rips higher. It's going to be stocks like these, who, you know, especially this potentially that has been relatively strong, that should be the most rewarding. And I apologize, I'm going to be flipping around here. I'm sorry, this is PNRA, another one that's been kind of in a funk over the last couple of months, but kind of finding a higher level range here, button up against these like 155, 156 area. Kind of, you know, nice little sideways. Not the greatest trading intraday stock, but maybe worth a shot above this 156. Kind of, I think it took out the 156, but wasn't ready. Kind of came back in here, so we'll see. Something to keep an eye on. REGN, also biotech space. Again, you can look at this one both ways. It has been, you know, pretty good. Biotechs have been a place to be over the last month or so. But after this nice big up gap here, it's kind of really faded back down into this lower range. And again, it may want to take a leg lower here, so it could be a short, you know, below the 343. Take a shot below 343 might be worth a short sale, and you know, see if they can, you know, how low they can take it here. So, but again, if that doesn't happen and we kind of go sideways here, you know, at some point during the week it may be a rebound, especially if we get above 355 for a continuation to the upside. So this is something to just keep an eye out for. And let's see here, one other one that I'm watching is TFM. Again, it's been sort of, you know, tough, beat up over the last couple of months as well. Well, actually the whole year. It's been once a $50 stock, now in the mid 30s. So but it's kind of been, you know, obviously some volatility here, but it's kind of just been going sideways. But there's definitely this level here, roughly 36 area, that if it can, you know, get above it, might you know, change the composure of the stock, at least short term, medium term. Want, you know, see if it can get into the higher 30s. So again, these are the stocks I'll be watching going into the week. Again, I know, you know, it's a tough week with the Fed to be a swing trader, so really gonna err on the side of not doing too much. And if I do, I try to shorten my time horizons potentially, or at least for pain. So that's all I got. I hope you have a good week.